Island legend had it that deep in the Sakahachi, blood-sucking iguanas roosted in the trees. But no one knew if this was really true or not. Islanders avoided the Sakahachi and spent their time in the many towns that were filled with shops, restaurants, and shaved ice stands, or they went to one of the island's many beaches or hiked on one of its volcanic mountains. Except for the Sakahachi forest, it really was a very pleasant island, and people from all over the world flew long distances across the ocean to visit it. But Kim had never lived anywhere else, so it was easy to forget how idyllic the island and the beach were, and spend her time worrying instead. Every day, when Kim woke up, she pulled out of her pocket the little notebook that held her list of all the things that needed to be done. Her list that day was pretty long. It looked like this: brush teeth, brush hair, make breakfast, get groceries, ice for cooler, gas, sandwiches for lunch, fix Pippa's glasses, campfire dinner, find a house. On a day when she hadn't slept well because the little car they lived in was cramped and crowded, that last item on her list, find a house, felt particularly urgent to Kim. Kim also kept a list of things for Kimo to do, and she was always reminding him of what he had not yet done. That morning, standing beside the trunk of the car, Kim showed Kimo his list. It looked like this: replace trunk light bulb, do dishes, scrub cooler, collect kindling, teach Toby to write his name, catch a fish. Kimo's list always included having to catch a fish. Luckily for him, the ocean had every kind of sea creature living in it and was an endless source of food. Of course, when fish got too boring to eat, the children would get in the car and drive to the foot of Mount Muldoon, where fruits of every flavor could be found if they were willing to walk, which wasn't so easy, since none of the children on that island, even the ones who lived in houses, ever wore shoes. The mud would squinch between the children's toes as they climbed the steep uphill trail. It would get so muddy that sometimes they had to grab onto branches to stop from sliding, and sometimes even Kimo, who was very sure-footed, fell face down in the muck. But it was worth it, because the fruits, which grew from trees and bushes at the top of the mountain, tasted more delicious than anything they could buy at any of the sweet shops on the island. Even if the children weren't hungry, the walk was worth it, because on the way, they would see wonderful things. There were waterfalls on the mountain, and trees with leaves the size of garbage can lids. There were exotic flowers that attracted birds so small they could fit in a matchbox. I know this because Pippa Fitzgerald-Trout kept just such a matchbox in her pocket, and in it the tiny body of just such a bird. She'd once taken it to school for show and tell, and it says something about that island that none of the children she showed it to were surprised by it at all. In fact, several of them had matchboxes and birds in their pockets too. While Kim went to the beach's public bathroom to brush her teeth and worry about things, Kimo, who always slept with his swim trunks on, was walking down toward the edge of the ocean. When he got there, he didn't hesitate, but splashed right in and dove through a wave, sinking to the ocean floor. He lay there, staring up through the blue water at the sky. It was at times like these, when he had escaped from the cramped car and was alone in the ocean holding his breath, that Kimo let himself think about his father. Kimo's father